Okay, so I'm going to use the phone app and just going to have Oriana just stand there. And when I click the photo button, I'm going to keep my hand held down and it's going to take multiple shots. There we go. Oh, I took 15 shots. Okay, those are the ones that we're going to edit back in Snapseed.
Okay, so we're going to do a pretty cool thing. We're going to take one image and we're going to turn it into a piece of art that looks something like that. So from one image, we're going to have a little bit of fun and we're going to create this. Okay, so here we go. So what we need to do is open up our Snapseed app and tap anywhere to open a photo, the latest image right here. And I'm going to use this image over and over again. So the first thing I'm going to do is select my tools and double exposure. So it's constantly using this double exposure every time we open up an image. Open image, all photos, grab the, oops, it's going to play games with me. I'm going to double exposure, open image, and add this one. So it's directly on top. And now we go to our style and see how I'm just going to move it and offset it just a little bit. Just using my finger on that. Style, we can choose default, lighten, darken, add, subtract, or overlay. So I don't know, default looks pretty good right now. I'm going to try and keep my contrast fairly consistent. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this a couple times. So I go back, double exposure, open image, grab the same one. And you can see I'm trying not to mess up the stairs, but I can line those up if I really want to keep those stairs in good shape. I can move this over. I do like default, but I'm going to lower the transparency of this one just a little. That's where it's fully visible. There we go. Checkbox. Let's do it a couple more times. Open image, all photos, grab that image again. Move this one a little to the left. And let's check out lighten, overlay. Let's look at darken on this one. I don't think darken is it. Default, I think, is the way to go. It's going to give us a crazy look. Maybe I can enlarge that just a little tiny bit. Checkbox. Let's do it again. Open image, find it, and I'll move this one a little bit to the right, make this a little bit bigger. Transparency, let's just drop this one down to 0 and bring it up just a little. There we go, I think that looks pretty cool. And checkbox. Now I'm going to bring it in one more time. Double exposure, open image, all photos, bring that one in. Now on this one, style, it's going to be default, but transparency, just bring that all the way back up. Click on the checkbox. We're going to use the mask on this. So at the very top, we go to the diploma hat again, view edits, and this last one, double exposure. Again, the three icons, go to the one in the middle with the little paintbrush. This is for our mask. And I'll just paint on the face. So that's what I'm looking for. Let me take that back down to 0. Now bring that up to 25, and we know that the face is right in here, maybe 50. There we go. We'll bring a little bit of the jacket in, and we'll bring a little of the dog in. Now, with the dog, turn the mask on. Let's bring that down to 0. And I know that the dog looks good right in the middle, so I'll try and bring back all that I can. Bring the exposure up to 100. Let's just see what this looks like at the very end. There's the dog. Bring a little back of the leg. There, and hit the checkbox. Okay, so to me this is looking pretty good. At the very top, I'm 2 fingers on the screen, you can see in the top left-hand corner, we have a little arrow back. Click there, and now go back to our tools. Let's use our curves adjustment layer, and we'll touch on the curve. Let's increase the contrast a little bit. We'll bring the brights up a little bit. Here's our midtones. There, we'll drop the midtones down just a little bit. Bring our brights up a little bit. There we go, bring our shadows down. So that's a nice little S curve, and hit the checkbox. Go to our tools menu again, go to tune image, and you'll see moving up and down, we'll start with brightness, and you can see we can make it crazy. Maybe just a little brighter. Contrast. Add a little contrast. Saturation I think is fine. Highlights, let's bring the highlights down just a little tiny bit. Shadows, let's open those up just a bit. And you can see we've got some weird edging going on. That's because we moved the image. And we'll hit the checkbox. Click on the tools menu again. Go to details. And you'll see we've got structure and sharpening. Let's go to structure. Move that over, and look, it just brings out so much of the details that are within the actual objects themselves. Go to sharpening, and again, that does just a little bit more. Click on the checkbox. So I think we're pretty close. We'll go to the tools menu again, and you can add a few more things if you want. I'm going to crop this. And the crop is because of the image slightly behind, and I'm leaving on a format that's already built. You could choose the cropping that you want to do. I think that looks pretty good. Let's go to our tools menu again, and we're going to check. Did the crop already? Oh, selective. So in this bright spot that is behind our subject, I'll just click once. I'll bring the brightness down a little bit, and then I'll look at the structure. Contrast, let's bring that up. Let's bring that down. Let it focus on the subject, and we'll copy this one. Move it over here to the right-hand side of the image. The brightness, we'll bring that up a little bit. Contrast, yeah, I will. I'll bring that up a little bit. Kind of balances out a little. Saturation, for that corner, we could bring it up. Structure, that's fine. Using the previous copied point we had, let's bring the brightness up a little bit here. Contrast, looks good. And structure, we'll bring that up a little bit and hit the checkbox. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I like that we can see our subject. We get some clarity. This is, again, all from one image. And the last thing I'd like to do is actually two things. We're going to add a frame to this one. You pick the frame that you like. As you know, I did a video and frame 21 was something that I liked, but I think I'm going to go with 10. Checkbox. Now, weird thing was, last time I saved my image from this point, it cut off the left and the right-hand side of the white. So what I did to fix that is what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the expand button, and I'm going to say expand with white, and I'm going to move this up just a little bit, down just a little bit, right just a little bit, and left just a little bit, and there it is. So I'm liking the way this is looking. If we wanted to, we could, you can add anything you want, but let's hit grainy film. Pick a style that you like. I think that one's a little hard. Adjust strength style. Let's bring that down. Green, we can add a little bit more and hit the checkbox. I think that looks really good. So click on the button and click export, and it will take all of the things that we've just done and it will compress it down into one layer, and we are done. Now, how many times do you have to do this? 2 more times. You're going to create 3 images for me, and this is a very simple technique, but I happen to really like it. I think you're going to enjoy this too. So using the default camera that you have, And using the Snapseed app, you can create this. Now, when I did the shot originally, I did 15 shots of this one space. And you can see that in the video, but I ended up only using one photo to do all of this editing. And the reason is because it works out better. Now, you can take multiple images, put them into the same shot, and do this editing also. You have to make some decisions as to what you think looks good. I think this looked good using one image multiple times. The choice is yours. Have a lot of fun.